Hi, welcome to another video on my riding robot with a TXT controller of fischertechnik. Last time I changed my code to have all different situations be accompanied with different sounds, and so far it seems to work. However, I had to change the battery on the controller because it didn't recognize, it didn't retain its date. But I haven't set the date yet, so I'm going to do that right now. First the date, and you see it is still on the year 2000. Month is 12 and the date is 11. So confirm, and now the time. Nope, it's almost. So should I wait for the 13 or not? Let us just wait for the 13, but then this has to be set to 0. Shall we do that? Yeah. So everything has been set now, which means that I can go back to the interface of the controller, the community interface, and also to check whether anything still works, because last few times those were a bottleneck, and now it should be alright. So let's test a few things, and in order to have the wheels disconnect from the surface, I put a battery pack again right in front. These work, but these work, left works better than right, so I need to readjust a bit. Now they seem fine. So let's get to it and then run a piece of software. Hold my hand in front of the sonar. And that was clearly breaking sound and crackling wood. And the question is, why is that the case? So I am looking for a sound, breaking and crackling wood, yes, because it says distance is 11 centimeters and lamp is done, and that sounds like right. The only thing I did not see is the running of this wheel. So, and that is logical because one of the connectors is gone. So test again. Again holding my hand. Well, the wheel runs anyway. One more test. Just like that. Yes. Holding my hand. Long car horn and crackling wood again. So I think now it's fine. So I can go on with the next topic. Okay, so the second topic of this video is to see if the motors are actually synchronized. Because last time it started out well and then they ran into curve. So what I am going to do is, in this part of the code, see how everything behaves. And here it is sync data begin, and then sync data end. So let's see what happens in a different part of the code. Here they stop. So what if I change this location for this location? On the other hand, here I stop them and here I set speed. So what actually does do the real driving? I am not quite sure. Here it actually does stop. Here set distance. So I figure that set distance and set speed, the whole combination does do it. But then again, in what sequence? I think I have to experiment with that. This is set speed, which has in itself nothing to do with the driving motors. Neither does this. So I will, that's not right. I will put this here and then change this line here. So now I have the set distance exactly between sync data begin and end. And then I should do it here exactly the same, which I already did actually. So here these two are between begin and end. Here I have begin and an end. Although here the set speed and distance are reversed, but I think that doesn't really matter. Then going further, here again they are already exactly aligned. Here as well. Here too. Here too, although I can put this line under the data end. And can I change here something? Not really. Here it is again, this one. So I'll change this one to this location. And so this went from on before the sync data end to after it. And then we are at the end of the code. Almost. Well, you remember from last time that I had to change this. So this is working. The question is now, does it all work? So let's save the changes and go to the floor test. Let's make one test if everything works okay. Holding my hand in front of the sonar again. Lamp goes, and the sound of crackling wood. So that works. Floor test time. So the first test on the floor, everything put in a straight line. Let's see what happens. And as usual, if anything happens. And what I want to know is, does it run in a straight line? Right now the answer is yes. And that was the sound of an airplane. And contact 1 is being touched. And contact 2 is being touched. So this sounds like exactly what is needed. So let me put it here a little bit further. And let's see what happens now. Okay, some crackling wood, but what does happen? Let's see. It counts to 158. Sonar between 5 and 10 centimeters. Then, yeah, once again 5-10 centimeters, but sound. Braking. And lamp on, and distance is 12 centimeters and no touching. So it looks like that this time the stopping criterion is the sonar. So let's reverse the thing. And see what happens now. Okay, that is not really a straight line. A lamp. So, but there is a distinct difference, apart from the nice crackling wood at the end. The lamp has been lit and both contacts have been activated. And the distance is 11 centimeters. So, what more can we do? Extend this. So let's see further. Straight line or not? One first. Sound of the airplane. Both contacts hit. I'm very curious. Because it looked to me that both objects were not touched at the same time, and yet it does say both objects were contacted. So, time for another floor test. The other way around again. So, next floor test, larger distance, and let's see what happens. Ooh, I really can't call that a straight line. Yeah, a lamp is being lit. Well, this is not the intention. This is a big oops. Alright, try again. And there goes the interface. So unfortunately I have to start the interface over again. A weak wire made it go off, or at least I assume it is a weak wire. Maybe it's the battery, because I didn't charge it prior to the tests, and maybe I should have. And you can't see right on camera, but it has been started now. But I have to relog in. And start the program. See what happens this time. Will it actually run in a straight line? Not really. Yeah, the lamp is fine. It stops after a distance of 9 centimeters. Not really what I intend. Okay, test the other way around, see what happens. Let's see. not in a straight line either. And it pushes the object. Let me show you what happened. It clearly pushes the object, but the sensor doesn't show. So I guess it was pushed by the sonar, although it ends on 11 centimeters without the clear distance giving. So I am not quite sure what to think of this. Probably time to do one more test and then evaluate. Turn this around. Adjust the camera and go. Uh-oh. Never mind. Okay, never mind at all. Big failure again. Time to examine the results on screen. So, after two big failures and some doubtful results, let's go back to some floor test results. Sensors are being activated, clearly. Contact is 1. And I wonder, is there also a contact is 2? Contact 2 is 1. Because here I clearly see contact 1 and contact 2 are being activated. Is that a code error by me or a little... Oh wait, yeah, I should log in here as well again. Okay, there we are. Here it clearly says print contact 1 is 1. Print contact 2 is 1. And here it says contact 1 is 1 and 2 is 1. But if you can see here once again, it's only contact 1. So that's not exactly what I expected to see. Examine further. Contact is 0. So without the contacts being indicated, it's a sonar end. Or nothing at all happens. Broken pipe, yeah. This indicates the moment that the interface went off. That the controller went offline. And here no contact either. So that's clearly the sonar doing its job. Ultrasound. Here the same thing. Clearly the ultrasound doing its job. here too. So why is the ultrasound now doing its job so much? Probably because the objects are at a closer distance than I used to do. So what I can do is put the object on a further distance. On the other hand, what I intended to do is have all floor tests do with the robot driving in a straight line, and you clearly see that in 2 occasions it absolutely does not. It takes a bend and then drives. So what I actually should do is, after each of those events, stop it and then examine what happens. But then again, if I look at the code, everything starts the same way. So that is something I have to investigate too. Really weird, this. Maybe I can put something like, if they are not synced, then enter program. I could. Let me see if I can do something like that. Unfortunately, I could not find anything in the documentation about testing on data syncs, data synchronization. So let's just start a test again. And see what happens. The objects are a little bit further away from each other. And this is the sonar again, while the robot drives in a straight line. Okay, objects a little bit further. So, once again. Clear touch. A very clear touch. The distance measured is 211, sorry. And that means that in this case it didn't sense the objects at all, because at the distance of 211 is an appliance, a household device, so to say. And it did stop on touching the objects at the same time. So, but it is a straight line. So let's see what happens if I put it again in the other direction. And just maybe this is too far with the robots here and the objects there, but let's just see what happens. I just realized the sheet isn't. Oh, that's a nice one. That is a very nice one. No contact, but the distance is 72 centimeters. And what did happen It just happens to be a long distance, nothing else. So let me put it in a straight line again and do it again. Clearly not the intention. Not the intention at all. So what's happening now? Nothing actually. It just stops on sonar and on distance. So I have no clue what's happening. But the code is still not what it should be, unfortunately. And I think with this I conclude my episode. I did change my code a little bit, but that didn't help with 3 failures. And well, to be continued anyway. So if you like my videos, please consider to have ads shown between the segments in support of my blog and videos. Take a look at my website for my other projects, and to be continued.